Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be showing you all the best features of the Moto G22. By the way, I've already posted a dedicated video for the tips and tricks section where I've talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video. So definitely check out that video as well, link will be in the description. With that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone would be its software. This phone runs pure stock Android. Right out of the box, we get Android 12 and it's also part of Android 1 program. Right out of the box, it has the April 2022 security patch and you will get continuous updates for the next 3 years. And that's definitely the most highlighting feature about this phone. Next best thing about this phone would be its display. This phone comes with a 6.5-inch IPS display with HD+ resolution, with 90Hz screen refresh rate, with a punch hole design and a peak brightness of 500 nits. I know HD+ resolution might not be sufficient to a lot, but for a normal user, it's definitely sufficient, and that 90Hz screen refresh rate definitely improves the overall user experience. Next, this phone also packs in some decent performance. This phone has a MediaTek Helio G37 processor with PowerVia GE8320 GPU, with 4GB of LPDDR4X RAM and 64GB of storage. These are the benchmark scores. Purely in terms of performance, it's definitely not the most powerful phone in this price segment, but for a normal user, performance of this phone is definitely more than sufficient. Now the next best thing about this phone would be its overall design and build. Now this phone has a pretty new design in the Moto lineup with a flat fiberglass on the back with an anti-fingerprint coating, with slightly curved sides and a punch hole design for the display. Overall, its design and build are definitely one of the best things about this phone. Next, this phone also supports fast charging. It comes with a massive 5000 mAh battery, supports fast charging, and also comes with a 20-watt turbo power charger inside the box. So for the price, charging speeds are also pretty impressive. Next, this phone also has some pretty good cameras. On the rear, we got a quad camera setup with a 50MP primary camera, and for selfies, we get a 16MP camera. These are some sample shots. Next, we also got a wide-angle camera on this phone. It's an 8MP ultra-wide-angle camera with f2.2 aperture and 118° field of view. These are some sample shots. Next, we also got a dedicated macro lens on this phone. It's a 2MP camera with f2.4 aperture. These are some sample shots. Next, we also got a dedicated night vision mode on this phone. It's just a different name for night mode on other phones. Using this mode, we can take better pictures in low lighting conditions. Next, this phone also comes with a pretty good side-mounted fingerprint scanner. Well, just like many other phones these days, this one also comes with a side-mounted fingerprint scanner where the power button acts like a fingerprint scanner. Here's a quick preview. Fingerprint scanner works really well and almost unlocks the phone within a second. Next, we also have face unlock feature on this phone, and that too works really well. In good lighting conditions and even in low lighting conditions, it almost unlocks the phone within a second. In complete darkness, it's a hit or a miss, but most of the time it depends on the lock screen wallpaper brightness. Next, let's look at all the camera related features. First, we have the portrait mode. Just like any other portrait modes on other phones, we can take a portrait shot using this feature, and we can also change the blur intensity before we take a picture. Next, we have selective focus. Once we are in the portrait mode, we can change the focus point before taking a picture. And even after taking a picture, you can also change the focus point. Next, we have gesture navigations. Now, these are the navigation gestures that you can find on almost all the Android phones these days. And once you enable them, you can just swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, and then you can swipe from the left corner or the right corner to go back a step. To trigger Google Assistant, you can swipe from the bottom left corner or bottom right corner diagonally, and it will trigger Google Assistant. Finally, you can also swipe left or right on the bottom bar to quickly switch between the recent applications. Next, this one also has the dark theme. You can enable it directly from the notification area or the display settings, and once you enable it, all the system UI elements change to the dark theme. That includes stock applications and even some Google applications. Even some of the third-party applications automatically switch to the dark theme once you turn on the dark theme. Here's a quick preview. Next we have Fast Torch. Now once you enable this feature, you can just do a chopping gesture with your phone twice to turn on the flash. You can do it again to turn it off. Next we have Jump to Camera. Now once you enable this feature, you can just press the power button twice to quickly open the camera application. Once again, this feature works anywhere, anytime. Next we have Flip for Do Not Disturb mode. Once you enable this feature, you can just flip your phone to put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode. Next we have the 3-finger screenshot gesture. Before that, let me just show you how to take a regular screenshot. So to take a screenshot, just press and hold the volume down and power button both at the same time and you'll get a screenshot. Now as for the 3-finger screenshot gesture, once you enable it, just press and hold 3 fingers on the screen to take a screenshot. After you take a screenshot, you get a preview with some additional options to edit, share the image, or even do an image search. Next we have Digital Wellbeing. Now this is part of Google's program and it just records all your activities on your phone and gives you a complete analysis. Like which are the apps that you use most on your phone and which apps are taking up most of your time. It gives you a complete analysis and some parental controls if you really need them. Next we have Bedtime Mode. This is another feature from Google which will silence your phone and change the screen to black and white at bedtime. You can schedule this feature to automatically turn on based on time or when the phone is charging. Next we have Captions. Now once you enable this feature, whenever you are watching a video on your phone, you can get live captions. Now this has nothing to do with the video. Your phone will directly translate the audio from the video and convert it to text and give you a caption. Once again, this is a pretty cool feature. Next we have Power Button End Calls. Now once you enable this feature, you can end the call with just the power button. Just click it when the display is on to end the call. Next we have Night Light. This is just another name for the night mode or the reading mode. Once you turn on this feature, it'll just put a warm tint on the screen to reduce the blue light emitted by the display. You can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. Next we have Prevent Ringing. Now this is a quick shortcut to enable vibration mode or the mute mode. Once you enable this feature, you just need to press the power button and volume up button together to trigger the vibrate mode or the mute mode. From the settings, you can select the default option. So guys, these are all the features on your Moto phone. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off. See you in my next video.